Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
Today we are here to celebrate the memorial feast of the beheading of John the Baptist.
Yes, our new minifig that is totally not just a Lego head in a Lego platter. And you probably can't even see it, so small.
It is an interlocking block figurehead on a interlocking block figure platter.
But it's not just an interlocking block head. It's an interlocking block head with magnificently flowing locks, appropriate of a prophet who lives out in the woods, wears camel skin, and eats insects and wild honey. Probably does not go to the barber very often.
Yeah. And now that we have that unpleasantness out of the way,
though it was his ticket to eternal life.
It was his ticket to eternal life. He was a wonderful prophet, as far as I can tell from what's said of him in the Bible.
The greatest of those born of woman.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a feast that everybody should really. It deserves a little bit of a solemnness to it.
But it also deserves a celebration.
That's correct. Not only because it happens to be the Popish Plot's birthday!
Yay!
We're not going to sing the song even though I think you can legally to us.
But we will blow out the candles.
Yay!
That's right. This episode is the first episode of year 3 for the Popish Plot. We would like to thank you all for having been around, for continuing to stick with us, even though we are clearly a bunch of crazy Catholics.
So, papist and proud.
That's right. So, what kind of things do we have in store for our viewers this year, do you suppose? I mean, last year we did Lent, and that pretty much...
Dang near killed us.
That burned candles not only at both ends, but in the middle as well.
Yes, but I believe Mike wants to one-up it and do Easter, which is 10 extra days.
But the advantage of Easter is we will not simultaneously be doing the Lenten fish fry, which will then give us a little more free time. But we still have time to decide what we're going to do.
Yes. So, keep an eye out for that. I know we have some spectacular guests that we want to have on the show.
Mm-hmm.
We do expect to be seeing the return of Deacon Ken later on.
And he's going to be discussing how, why, and at what range you can bless things.
That's right. We are hoping to reprise our Deacon Sean episodes.
And this time actually capture the audio.
That'll be fantastic. We've got great new audio capturing software. It seems to be working pretty well.
Your miming was very nice, just watching you with no sound.
It was very interesting, but very heartbreaking as well.
Mm-hmm.
As those who follow us on the social media have seen, our small saints have been hard at work remaking our set.
That's right.
And climbing ladders.
We brought back.
I felt that was important.
We brought back our display wall, now in chalkboard form.
Which is going to work way better than the markers, which never worked as advertised.
Yes. Yes, the whiteboard did not work good, but this will hopefully be fantastic.
We have something that really has no importance to you, but is very important to us. An actual clapboard.
They've been playing with it nonstop.
It amuses me to no end. I'm like an 8-year-old.
Yeah, he is.
The
we
day
try
I
to
got
keep
it,
it
I
away.
had to tell the kids that they couldn't break it until you got to see it.
That's why we try to keep it away from him. And I'm sure we're going to have some other fun things. We've had some talk about maybe doing a pilgrimage during this year.
Mm-hmm.
Or some other getting out of the studio kind of a thing.
We're going to be discussing who of the recently beatified American males will be the first to be officially canonized.
Yes?
Not that they have any inside information.
No.
None.
It's more like a pool,
Yeah.
I picked 5 on 7.
Again, the great thing about being Catholic is you can always drink and you can always play bingo or other kind of gambling, so maybe we'll get some kind of pool going.
Yeah.
Make it a little exciting.
Sadly, there aren't
if we put
enough
their
of them to do
names-
like squares. Like Super Bowl squares.
Yeah.
Maybe if we put their names on stones and then put them in an apron and we convince the Pope to just draw one out like in the Bible.
Best canonization ever.
For the past 2 years, we've done a thing on the final. Mike and I have each done the final 4 So who knows who will do it? What we'll do this year with regards to it?
I don't know. I think at this point, next time that we do religious ed, and Rafi's like we're doing the last 4 things, I'm just gonna tell the kids to watch the video.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
That's our next month. I looked ahead.
Listen, we've already filmed catechetical material.
Yes.
And
On all those things you want to do.
and
Even purgatory, even though it's not part of the 4.
and earlier in 2019, Mike, you did your Witness Wednesdays. We've got 2 more witnesses worth of people to go and do if we get a.
I did mine.
Fine. So I'll probably go and I expect to be doing my witness sometime in the upcoming months.
I'll be honest, when Jess did her I was a good Catholic and then I became a gooder Catholic reply, for a while I thought that was her actual witness.
Yeah.
That was the whole of her story. And then of course we kept getting hit for saying gooder.
Well, she's not here now. Gooder,
No.
gooder, gooder,
Gooder,
gooder,
gooder, gooder. We're going to be bringing you fantastical stories, bizarre scenarios, obscure jokes, and all the things that you've come to know and love from the Popish plot.
That's right. So, thank you once again for having been with us. For those of you who've been with us from the beginning, our deepest and sincerest thanks. We cannot do this without you.
We appreciate you.
Absolutely. And for those of you who are just joining, stick around, because we are not nearly done yet.
As the man sang, the best is yet to come.
That's right. So, make sure you go down below. Tell us what kind of things you might like to see in a future Popish Plot episode. Seriously, as long as it's moral, ethical, and not illegal, sky's the limit.
No. Suggest anything, because if they suggest illegal or immoral things, we can then comment upon why we can't do those because they're illegal and or immoral, and we can elucidate on their immorality.
But before we go to those comments, I'm going to link up to St. Bridget and the Heavenly Lake of Beer, because you know Deacon Ken's going to play that song again.
Yep. And speaking of which, Deacon Ken, hit us with that funky music.
Also, you should link to Cheese Poetry, because we are still waiting for enough likes to do our live stream of Cheese Poetry.
I'm really disappointed by how many likes that episode has gotten.
Well, we just need to keep linking it.
Look, I really want to put Mike on the spot and make him do Cheese Poetry. Please, go back to that episode and like it.
Especially given my well-stated hatred for her live streams.
If you have no idea why we're talking about cheese poetry, watch that. You'll know why. It totally is religious. Totally.
And until next time, remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
And share that love.
Should old acquaintance be forgot? How is that even remotely appropriate?